What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys. Well, I wanted to talk about SPS staking and what that might do, or what impact it might have, I should say, as it seems as though it's around the corner. We were told that it should be one of the things that is hopefully delivered in July. It was prioritized ahead of land, and so I think the guess is that it'll probably be sometime in early July. I think that was the latest comments or kind of estimate that we had from Weirdbeard and Co. So when we look, sorry, maybe not early July, but sometime in July. But when we look at where SPS is from a circulating supply standpoint, we are closing in on 1.1 billion SPS staked. We should be at 1.1 billion by the end of July. And more importantly, though, it's the number of SPS staked overall, which is 594 million. So I actually want to be quite conservative here and say, well, let's say this incentivizes people to come in and stake more SPS, and we go from 594 million to not 600 million, but potentially 700 million, right? And again, these are just arbitrary numbers. What I'm trying to do, though, is get an idea of how much SPS will be staked total, and then get a look at what that'll mean in terms of the overall players able to earn the max amount of rewards. And what I mean by that is if we take a look at this chart, which is the one that was shared by Matt in a town hall a couple of months ago, you can see here that, again, these are not hard requirements. You don't need to hit these in order to play. But if you are not at this level of SPS staked and you're playing in these leagues, you probably won't earn the maximum amount of rewards. So as we take a look around, there's two levels that I want to look quickly at here: Diamond and then Gold. Diamond 1 and then Gold 1. And so let's go ahead and let's just throw it in there and see what the numbers are. So 700 million SPS staked. You divide this by the 100 and we'll just say 178,000 SPS needed, and that comes out to less than 4,000 players in Diamond. Now, granted, I'm sure there are a lot more players in Diamond, but you can see here, I'm number 445, and I am currently at the bottom of Diamond 2. So I doubt that there's I doubt that there's actually like that many players in Diamond, but what I do wonder is how many of these players actually have the amount of SPS required, and if the maximum amount, considering all of that, is going into those 4,000 players, or spread evenly across those 4,000 players, that's not nearly enough. And we know that there's accounts out there that have millions of SPS, right? Sometimes even tens of millions of SPS. So if that's the case, then this number, 3932, shrinks even smaller. And again, that's from the Diamond perspective, okay? So we can take a look at Gold as well, just for my own curiosity. So let's go 700 million divided by Gold 1 is 58,304. And you'll see that in order for that much SPS to be earning the max amount at Gold 1, you would need, or you'd have a maximum of 12,000 accounts. Now, even with the attrition, even with the bots leaving, we are still at a point where we have, I don't know, like anywhere from 50 to 60, sometimes even 70,000 daily active users. In fact, let me go ahead and pull that number up for you now so that you know that I'm not just pulling it out of my butt. But right here, 65,000 daily active users, or daily active accounts, over the past 30 days, right? You can see sometimes 70, sometimes even 81. I mean, we did get as low as like 48 or 47, but for the most part, I would say anywhere between 50,000 to 70,000 is kind of where that average has ranged. So we come back to this, and it's just like, wait, only 12,000 accounts can earn the maximum amount in Gold? What does that mean? Well, what will the implication of this be, and why am I bringing it up? It's because if you have a lot of accounts, especially a lot of lower level bot accounts that are stretching, right, and playing in, not like, maybe they only have like level 1 cards or just basic cards, but they're getting up into silver or they're getting up into gold, the question that becomes is, will they have the maximum amount of SPS staked in order for them to get the full rewards. Because if they don't, what is going to end up happening as soon as this update goes live, which could be within the next month, is the reward pool will get dipped into less, right? Because they come in, they win their battle, and let's say normally, as of today, they would have won, 0.5 SPS for their battle. Well, in potentially 30 days from now, it's going to be, well, if you don't have 58,000 SPS and you're playing in Gold 1, then you're only going to earn a fraction of that, right? Maybe you only earn 0.4 or 0.3 or point whatever, which means that the reward pool starts to grow. So if the reward pool is growing, then the next time I dip in as somebody who plays primarily in Diamond 2 and Diamond 1, and I do have the SPS required, my chunk will be larger. My chunk will be standard, but my chunk will be larger than it usually is because the pool is larger than it usually is. So this is something I'm actually getting excited about. Again, I don't know that it's going to be the end all be all or it's going to send SPS to the moon, but as a player wanting to earn more SPS, right? Not necessarily the value of SPS, but the amount of SPS. I do think that this is something that could be really, really positive. So we'll have to see how this is all gamified out, because there will be an element where you'll be able to come in and rent SPS. And if SPS is renting for super cheap, then, maybe a lot of these bot accounts or low level farming accounts will be able to come in, rent SPS for cheap and still get away like bandits. But I do think that it is going to have an impact. How deep that is, I don't know. But as I run through the numbers, I get a little bit more optimistic that it's going to have a significant impact, right? Not on sending SPS to the moon. I don't think we're going to be able to overcome the sell pressure. There's not going to be enough buy pressure, right? People are just going to continue to stake it, or stake whatever they earn, but it should help maybe with the sell pressure. And again, none of this financial advice. I'm not telling you where the price is going to go, but hopefully if people stop selling their SPS and maybe even go in and start staking it in order to rent it out or get whatever other benefits, right? If the yield on SPS ends up being pretty good from a rental perspective, how many people are going to go in and buy SPS for a penny and, or a penny and a half, whatever it is right now, and try to take advantage of that rental market, right? So ultimately, I'm not sure where this goes, but I am excited for it. It is a key part of where the white paper was going. And, when you look at the numbers here and break it down, we have like 50 to 70,000 daily active users. And sure, a lot of them are probably farming in the lower levels, and maybe that doesn't, impact much in terms of the overall ecosystem. But keep in mind that the bronze pool is still just a bronze pool. The silver pool is a silver pool. So if a lot of these accounts that are stretching, a lot of these accounts that we would consider farming are stretching, and maybe it's not even accounts that are farming. Maybe, unfortunately, it's some of you folks here who have been playing in gold for a while, but you haven't been getting, enough SPS, and you're going to be dinged by this. Well, some people who will have the amount of SPS are going to get a larger chunk. So again, it's not perfect, but it does make me excited as somebody who does have SPS and has focused on acquiring SPS. So when this requirement does go live, and keep in mind, for those people that are upset about it, I understand, but it's been in the white paper for over 2 years. So once it does go live, it's not like it was a surprise. It's just a surprise that it finally came. But it's one of those things where my hope is that it has the intended impact that the team is looking for to reduce the sell pressure on SPS and increase the desire for people to stake SPS, right? And maybe even the desire to stake and rent SPS as a potential yield return for those who don't necessarily care about the game, but view SPS at a penny being something that is significantly valuable, right? Or significantly undervalued, I should say, for the potential it has and the yield that you can get by renting it out. But I'm digressing a bunch here. Just wanted to share some of these quick numbers with you and some thoughts. But since we are in July, it is exciting to think about the fact that this could be going live within the next 30 days and have, in my opinion, a significant impact on the token ecosystem overall. But that is all I have for you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all in the next video and see you around the game. Take care.